Howdy folks, and welcome back once again to Far Cry 5, the mighty Jingles. Welcome back to Hope County, Montana. I should warn you that there are going to be massive spoilers in today's video, and in most of the subsequent Far Cry 5 videos, because we're actually going to start taking a look at the plot. Project Eden's Gate have carved up Hope County into three basic regions. To the south you have Holland Valley under the control of John Seed, and the Henbane River under the control of Faith Seed. In the north, it's the Whitetail Mountains under the control of Jacob Seed. Your actions in each of these regions while playing the game will raise the resistance level against Project Eden's Gate. Once that resistance level crosses a certain threshold, you piss off the local leader enough that they start to take an active interest in you. When that happens, well, when that happens in the Whitetail Mountains and you upset Jacob Seed enough, you get this.
You shouldn't have come for me. Should have run. The world is weak. Soft. We have forgotten what it is to be strong. You know, our heroes used to be gods. And now our heroes are godless. Weak. Feeble. Diseased. We let the weak dictate to the powerful, and then we are shocked to find ourselves adrift. But history knows the value of sacrifice, of culling the herd so that it stays strong. Over and over, the lives of the many have outweighed the lives of the few. This is how we survived, and we've forgotten. And now, the bill has come due. Now, the collapse is upon us. And this time, the lives of the few outweigh the lives of the many. And when a nation that's never known hunger or desperation descends into madness, we'll be ready. We will cull the herd. We will do what needs to be done.
Only You by The Platters, recorded in 1954, although if you've heard it you're probably more familiar with the Roy Orbison version. Jacob Seed is heavily into the idea of programming. And this is incredibly clever. What's happening here is you are being programmed to react in a certain way whenever you hear this music. This is actually a speed run. You have a limited amount of time to complete this level. If you run out of time, it's back to the start. Do it again until you complete the level quickly enough to make it to the exit before the time runs out. Every time you get a kill, you're awarded 4 seconds on the timer. So what you're basically being conditioned to do here is every time you hear this music, kill everything that you see as quickly as you possibly can without stopping to think about it. And it's not just your character that's being conditioned to react like this. You as a player are also being conditioned to react like this. We're gamers. We start this level, we immediately recognise it for what it is. It's a speed run. I've done this sort of thing before. And naturally, you want to do it as quickly as you possibly can, because that's what we do. And that's what makes this both incredibly clever and deeply insidious at the same time.
Weedy, check those chairs. Stewing in their own filth for days. Walker, get some windows open.
Yes, sir.
Someone shut that music off.
Christ, it's Sully. When did they get him? Why are we even bothering with this? They're all dead.
Check them anyways.
Why am I all stuck on corpse duty? Holy shit! Oh,
What?
fuck.
Live one. Walker, go to the truck.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Give me a hand, kid.
Eli, is this...
Yep.
What the fuck is the deputy doing here?
Jacob took a shine to him, same as us. You're gonna be okay, hero. Whitetail's got you now.
We're bringing him back to the wolf's den?
Where else?
Tammy's not gonna like this.
Don't worry about Tammy, she'll be fine.
Drink this.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Now hold on. Weedy and I agreed.
Oh, you agreed.
Whoa. I was at best an impartial observer.
This is stupid. And this is dangerous. You both know better.
What was I supposed to do?
Leave him to die.
Tammy.
They've been in that room for God knows how long. I've seen what it does to people. You haven't. You can't trust this one.
That's what everyone said about you. But luckily, I didn't listen. This is not up for discussion. We need him. That's all there is to it. Understand?
You're right. She took that real well.
Out.
I didn't even do anything.
I meant what I said. We need you. Let's get you some rest.
And this is how you were introduced to and make contact with the Whitetail Militia. They're heading up the resistance against the Project Eden's Gate here in the Whitetail Mountains. Which is kind of ironic, because in normal times, heavily armed militia holed up in bunkers in the mountains are generally portrayed by the media as a massive potential threat to public stability, but, well, in Hope County, these are far from normal times. And so the folks who are traditionally regarded as crackpot survivalist nutjobs are all looking with very smug expressions on their faces at everybody else in Hope County and saying, yeah, who's laughing now? And we need to go and talk to their leader, Eli.
Been trying to track you down, Deputy. Dutch speaks highly. Look, I'll get right to it. I know a good soldier when I see one. We're bleeding bodies up here. No two ways about it. I don't know if we'll be able to hold out more than a week at this rate. Times are desperate, to say the least. I'm trying to get some footholds back, so I sent a handful of whitetails out to sabotage the visitor center. The cult's been using it as a depot for that bliss shit. But our guys walked right into a fucking trap. They've been taken hostage, and we're up against the clock. If I just send another group in there, we risk losing everything. But you're something that cult ain't expecting. You're the only one I got around here who can handle this, Step. Only one I trust to handle this. I'm counting on you. You'll need to go in quiet. Cult gets wind you're around, they're liable to kill our people. There's a bow on the table if you need it. Get our people back, Deb. Good luck.
Not safe to hunt with Jacob's boys running around.
Keep it up now. Touch out.
Right, search and rescue mission. LMG is probably a bit loud for these purposes. We should...
Thought he was tougher than that.
Never
Huh.
have enough ammonium nitrate.
Right. Okay, I can see you're busy here. I'll just leave you to it.
Fuck, I don't want to clean this up.
You better
And
fucking
she
pop
seemed
the
so
peg, not me.
nice and reasonable too. Right, anyway. Time to pony up. We've got a mission to complete. There it is. A bunch of the whitetails are being held prisoner there by Jacob's people. So... normally, because I've got this helicopter gunship armed with rocket launchers and 7.62mm miniguns, you just take the place apart from the air, but can't do that. They're holding hostages. Now, what I'm actually doing here is I am gaming the system a little. I'm supposed to be doing this quietly. And a 50 caliber BMG rifle is anything but quiet. But I haven't actually started the mission. What are you talking about, Jingles? You ask as I take out the guy manning the mortar position. Well, look in the top left corner of the screen. Reach the Grandview Hotel. And that's it, that's the hotel down there. But I haven't actually reached it yet. I haven't actually triggered the start of the mission because I'm outside of the mission area. So, I don't know, is this cheating? If it is, I don't care. But as long as you stay outside of the mission area and you have a weapon with which you can start eliminating the defenders, like this, you can thin out their numbers and make it substantially easier for you to get in there and perform the close range, quiet kills that are required to actually get this mission done. So the mission doesn't technically start until I reach the Grandview Hotel.
On your six! Hey, but knock it off. Back the fuck up. That was equal parts skill and luck.
Alright. Sniper. Missed him. Gotcha.
Where'd that come from?
So, once I've taken out as many of the defenders as I can from outside of the mission area, now it's time to move in.
You'll be close now. Stay real quiet in there. We don't want Briggs getting hurt.
Quiet, yeah. Okay, got it. We'll be very quiet.
I don't have cameras in the building. Remember, once you're inside, swap the tape and let the deprogramming run its course.
What? You'd have done this the same way if you'd thought of it too. Don't look at me like that. So, this is one of the locations where Jacob is programming captured militia members to turn them against the militia.
If you found him, just let the tape do its thing.
Come on, Briggsy. I'm gonna snap you out of this.
Ah, shit. I'm seeing trucks headed your way. Jacob must have been waiting for us to hit him again.
Alright, gloves are off.
Kid, I'm seeing mortars and MGs outside. Get creative. They got lots of toys out there.
Well, hey, yeah, brother. Okay, I think they've seen me. Mortars and machine guns outside, huh? Alright, let's see what we can do about that.
We got choppers! Boats coming in hot!
Get some! Get some! Anybody who runs is a Peggy. Anybody who stands still is a well-disciplined Peggy. Come on, don't be shy. Gotcha. Back inside. More than made it in from the front. That guy is very heavily armoured. Ow, 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 ow. 2 medkits left. 1 medkit left. Running kind of low on ammo as well. Oh crap, another one. Flamethrower. Got it.
All clear, deputy.
And we're done.
Nice one.
Hooah. Right, area secured.
Hell of a job, Deb. You're a goddamn hero in my books. Things are looking real good for Briggs. Whitetails are on the way to pick him up.
Well, you know, I don't want to brag. I'm no hero.
Jacob won't be using Grandview to fuck with anyone now. God damn. I'd love to see his ugly mug when he hears he lost his little torture chamber.
Whitetails have arrived to secure the place. Well, a little late. I could have used them a few minutes ago, but what the hell.
You know, you proved everyone wrong, Deb. Everyone except me. Always knew you were the real deal. I'll see you back at the den, soldier. Take care.
Mission complete. Hey, mission complete. Right. So that's going to add a few resistance points. Unfortunately, it's also pissed off Jacob, which, well, I suppose was kind of the point.
But Joseph has other ideas. And he wants to talk to you, so that's what you're gonna do. Don't worry, my hunters will bring you to him.
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good.
Ah, shit. He's coming for you again, kid. You better be careful. Those hunters could be anywhere.
Capture party incoming. Like I said, I ain't no hero. So my plan, because these buggers have caught me once before, was to armor up, ammo up, and find myself a nice little room where I can sit in the corner and shoot the face off the first thing I see that doesn't look friendly. But, well, it's mostly a waste of time. This is part of the plot. It's gonna happen, regardless of what you try. I'm ready. Come at me, bro. The fuck? Bollocks.
One of you will be strong.
Not again. Yeah, your peaches.
I know you are in pain. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh, huh? You're not the only one to be tested. Did you know that I had a wife? So beautiful, isn't she? We were pregnant with our first child. And we were just babies ourselves, really. And I was terrified. I'm becoming a father. Mostly about money. She wasn't worried. She had faith that things were going to work out. She always had faith. And one day she was going to go visit a friend. There was an accident. The Lord take it. They rushed me to a hospital and put me in a room with this little pink bundle stuffed with tubes. And they said that I had to be strong because my little girl was going to live. God was looking out for our daughter. And they left me alone in the room with her. I just stared at my daughter. So helpless, so innocent. And all she had in the world was me. When nobody from nowhere was nothing. And in that moment, I knew that God was testing me. He was laying out a path before me, and all I had to do was choose. So I put my hand on my little girl's head, and I leaned in and I could smell. And we prayed together. Prayed for wisdom. Prayed for strength. I heard God's plan for me. I took my fingers and I put them on that little plastic tube that was taped to her angelic face, and I pinched it shut. And after a little while, her legs began to kick and kick. And then nothing. Stillness. Release. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh. Pain, sacrifice, These are all part of his test. And we have to prove that we can serve God, no matter what he asks. You've done well.
You see, the thing about programming somebody to react in a certain way to a certain set of circumstances, it relies on repetition. Other things as well, but primarily repetition. The basic concept is nothing new. The military trains people using exactly the same process, although not taken to an extreme like this. But just something as simple as knowing what to do when your weapon malfunctions in a firefight, for example. It's all done through training and repetition. This is why the military train immediate action drills with their weapons over and over and over. Because if your weapon jams on you in the middle of a firefight, you really don't want to be stopping to think about what you're doing in order to clear that weapon and get it functioning again. You need to know. It has to become part of your muscle memory. That's why we train. So that when the shit hits the fan, we've already started doing what we need to do to get ourselves out of the shit without having to stop and think about it. Weapon fires, weapon fails to fire, stop, hook and look. No rounds in the magazine, no rounds in the chamber. Empty magazine, change magazines, continue firing. Weapon fires, weapon fails to fire, stop, hook and look. Rounds in the magazine, no rounds in the chamber. Magazine seated incorrectly. Reseat magazine. Continue firing. Weapon fires. Weapon fails to fire. Stop, hook, and look. Rounds in the magazine. Round in the chamber. You either have a dud round or a blockage. Remove the blockage. Continue firing. It's processes like these that have to become second nature. And the military achieves it through training. And that's pretty much exactly what Jacob is doing here. He's conditioning you to react in a certain way. Whenever you hear this music, you kill everything that you see as quickly as you possibly can to make it to the exit and get it done without really looking at your targets, because you don't have time and you've been conditioned to expect everything in here to be hostile. Now, each time Jacob's taken you, you've actually been missing for a couple of days while he works on the programming process. So the character that you're playing is already halfway to being fully conditioned, but you as a player, now that this is the second time it's happened to you, are also on the way to becoming fairly well conditioned to react in exactly the way Jacob wants you to react whenever he triggers you with that music.
You must be hungry. Yeah. Did you know it takes 10 days for civilization to collapse? Yeah. You take away a man's basic needs and he will revert to his primordial instincts in just 10 days. That's a difficult thing to understand unless you've lived it. I was in Iraq during the first Gulf War. 82nd Airborne All-Americans, hoorah! One night there was an ambush. And me and this guy named Miller got separated from the unit. No food, no radio. Nearest base, 200 clicks to the south, so we just started walking. Well, by the third day, I knew we were lost. Day 6, ran out of water. You know what that's like, don't you? Difficult to swallow. On the 7th day, Miller's legs started going all wonky. Did you know your brain starts to eat your muscles in order to survive? That's why you're so goddamn skinny. And by the 8th day, the wolves were closing in. And I looked at Miller and I could tell we were as good as dead. And I accepted that. And in that acceptance came clarity. You see, I wasn't just looking at Miller. I was looking at an opportunity. It wasn't something I wanted. It was something that I had to do. It was my test. You see, Miller's sacrifice wasn't about me walking out of that desert. It was about bringing me here. The weak have their purpose. You'll understand that soon enough.
As a gamer, you're thinking, yeah, okay, here we go again. Been here before, this is now my third time, I know exactly what the drill is from here on in. And it is made easier by the fact that this is a game. We're not actually killing brainwashed members of the Whitetail militia. These are just pixels, it's just a computer game. We've been here before, we know the drill. By now we're actually getting quite good at it.
Good. Call the herd.
This stage of the game actually awards you bonus extra time for headshots and surprise takedown kills. And again, it's appealing to our instincts as gamers here. It's encouraging us once again to not really look at what we're doing. Let's not examine what we're actually doing here, people that we're actually killing, but how efficiently and how quickly we can kill them. And that's exactly what the nature of the whole programming process is. We're divorcing ourselves from the reality of what it is that we're actually doing in order to just get it done as quickly and efficiently as possible. And it's made easier, of course, by the fact that this is just a computer game. We're not actually doing this. It's about as divorced from reality as you can get while still looking quite realistic. And this time, we make it to the end of the level with a minute to spare. And we feel good, because this is the best we've ever done. End of the level, final target, because that's all they are to us at this point, targets. And strangely, this one doesn't actually seem to have a face.
Wake up. Rock. I'm gonna get you out of here, okay? And we're gonna get out of here, okay? Only you. Only you.
There's that song title again.
What about me? What about me? You aren't strong enough. You have to get out of here before it starts again. Follow me. He knows you're ready to do it. Look. Trials. See? He's got it all planned out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then he's got you. It becomes second nature.
There it is again. Repetition, routine. This is how he gets in your head.
You can't ever go back. You understand? You can't ever go back.
So much of this game, when you're watching these non-interactive parts, where you think these are just crazy people talking. They might be crazy, but that doesn't mean they're wrong.
It's the only way out. You'll be safe if you don't. No, not yet. Not yet. Oh, fuck. Fuck. No! No! Sorry.
Deputy? Oh, Christ. If you copy, Eli. I don't know where you've gone and disappeared to, but shit. We really kicked the hornet's nest. probably out there trying to get your friend Pratt back, but us Whitetails could still use a hand. Anyways, you know where to find us. Talk soon.
Jobs up ahead.
Hey, Dad. Not sure where you've been, but you should head on over to the crossroads where the Grill Streak used to be. They've got something up on the screen there you've got to see.
So then we come to the fourth, but not the final time you hear that music playing. By now, you're thoroughly accustomed to this. This has now become routine, it's second nature. And you may not realise it, but that is exactly the point.
Don't worry, you'll be out of here soon enough. Did you think you were free? Well, your little buddy went to a whole lot of trouble for nothing. That's okay. He knows better now. I told you, you're not a hero. You are a tool. And you know your purpose. You've known it from the beginning.
We've been here before, we know the drill. 14 seconds on the clock, 2 kills, 20 seconds on the clock. Pick up the next weapon, into the next room. We know where they all are, we've done this before. At this point, it's becoming muscle memory. Don't stop, don't think, run and gun, kill, 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 round the corner, final target, and this time it is slightly different, and... oh shit.
Only you could make this world seem right. Only you could make the darkness bright. Only you. Hey, only you could have gotten this close. Only you could have earned his trust. It was always only ever you. Good work. You did it. You passed your test. You made your sacrifice. But now, you're alone. And you're weak. And we know what happens to the weak. I call the herd. It's what I do. I'll be outside waiting for you.
They warned us. They told us we couldn't be trusted.
Eli! No!
What the fuck did you do? You fucking killed him!
Wait!
You fucking piece of shit!
Weedy!
He trusted you!
Weedy!
I trusted you!
Wait! Weedy! It was Jacob. No! Listen to me. It was Jacob. We've seen this before. Ronnie, Parker, this is what he does. And we let him right in. You find that motherfucker. You find Jacob. And you kill him. Or next time I see you. So help me God. I'll kill you myself.
Frankly, I'm a little surprised I made it out of that bunker alive, but the only thing you can do now to redeem yourself, at least partially, is find and kill Jacob.
Well, my brother saw all this coming. I don't know if he talks to God. That doesn't matter. He was right. Humanity is once again in crisis. It doesn't matter what we build or achieve. We will always find a way. on schedule, just waiting for someone to push us. And oh boy, if you pushed us. You did everything he said you would do. And you didn't even know it. You had no fucking clue.
So Jacob Seed is finally dead. But he's not finished with us. Not by a long shot.
Deputy, I don't know if thank you is the right thing to say, but... Well, Eli's death won't be in vain now. I'm sorry about what's happened, truly. You ain't the only one to blame, but... Now ain't the time to mourn or point fingers. That Deputy Pratt of yours and a whole bunch of our whitetails are wasting away in Jacob's armory. Get moving. We're counting on you.
We're not quite done in the Whitetail Mountains though. Deputy Pratt is still being held prisoner in Jacob's bunker, along with a whole bunch of other members of the Whitetail militia where they're busy undergoing programming. You have to ask yourself the question though, if just spending a couple of days with Jacob inside your head could make you do this, how far can you trust any of them, including Deputy Pratt?
Are you real?
No! Don't leave me here! Please don't kill me. Please. I'm sorry.
He said I was weak.
Please.
That I deserved it.
I'm so sorry.
Maybe he was right.
No!
Maybe.
No! No!
I deserved it.
Don't leave me here!
Maybe I did.
Please. I'm sorry.
Maybe I did. I did! Maybe I did! They made me strong. And now, they are weak. And the weak must be cold. We gotta go.
Yeah, that seems like a very good idea, but I'm going to be watching you, Deputy. At this point, you just have to escape Jacob's bunker. All of the seeds, with the exception of Joseph, the father, have their own bunkers. Project Eden's Gate is all about preparing for the end of the world. The Peggies are convinced that the collapse is coming. The end times are upon us, but, well, doomsday cults come and go, and we're all still here. Don't really have time to think about that right now. I'm just trying to get to the end of the level as quickly and efficiently as I possibly can. Which all seems kind of ironic given what's happened so far in the Whitetail Mountains with Jacob Seed. But that's it, we're done. The Whitetail Mountains have been liberated from Project Eden's Gate. Jacob Seed is dead. But like I hinted at earlier, he may be gone, but he casts an awfully long shadow.
Each of us found the whitetail in our own ways. But what brought us here was loss. Families. Friends. Eli gave us back a little piece of that. He showed us the only thing we can rely on is each other. He was my friend. And I'm gonna miss him. It wasn't you, Eli knows that.
Eli thought if we could just hang on, wait it out, Eden's Gate would just go away. But they won't.
Fuck, no, they won't.
Cancer doesn't fade. It grows. It spreads. You have to cut it out.
Yeah.
These fucking Peggies believe the end of the world is coming. It is for them. Eden's Gate ends today. We won't stop until every last one of those motherfuckers is taken from these trees.
There are still 2 further regions of Hope County to be liberated, the Holland Valley and the Henbane River, 2 further members of Joseph Seed's family that have to be brought to account. But long after they've all been put into the ground, it's Jacob Seed who's going to come back to bite us in the ass.
My children, a seal has been opened. My brother Jacob was a fighter. He fought our parents. He fought the government. He fought me. But mostly he fought himself. The demons that he brought home from the war consumed him. He thought he was a weapon without a purpose. That he was a warrior without a legacy. But look around you. You are his legacy. All of you willing to protect our family from the collapse. To purge the sinful from our home. And you will, my children. You will purge the sinners from our home. Jacob's death will not be in vain.
If only you knew just how right he was. All that to come, with further massive spoilers, in a future Far Cry 5 video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.